What's going on, guys? It's Andy here. Welcome back to the Andy Kandola Show. So in today's video, we're going to go over how much I make in dividends on a monthly basis. And yes, it is above $100. So I want to go ahead and share with you guys basically how much I'm making in dividends, as well as how I go about tracking my dividends and some of the stocks that are paying me out some of the highest dividends. Now, additionally, I do want to share with you guys where my portfolio's at currently and what is going on in the news lately. The stock market has been down a lot in this last week. So I want to go ahead and share with you guys where the stock market is basically at. But now let's go ahead and jump into the video. Now, in regards to my portfolio, if you're new to my channel, my portfolio is a dividend-based portfolio. Basically, with this portfolio, I call it my bucket list portfolio because I'm looking to hold this for a long period of time or basically into retirement. But in this portfolio, all the stocks that I have in the portfolio do pay me out a dividend, whether it's on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, or an annual basis. So every single stock that I have in this portfolio is paying me out a dividend. The whole strategy with this portfolio is to go ahead and build additional passive income. Now, if you want to check out my full portfolio, I will have a link in my description where you can see all my stocks, and I believe I have around 67 stocks in my portfolio right now, and basically I have them broken up into the different sectors within the market. Now, the app that I use is M1 Finance. Personally, I think it's one of the best apps for a passive income investor, especially if you're focused on dividend investing. So if you do want to check it out, I do have a link for M1 Finance in my description as well. But now, just running through the portfolio, my portfolio currently is sitting at $39,145, and just in the last day I'm up $315, or about 1%. Now, just in the last day also, I've earned $3.92 in dividends, so the overall growth in the portfolio was $312. Now, in the last week, the portfolio is down $839, or roughly 2%. In the last month, the portfolio is up about 3.78%, or $1,187. And then if we look at the last quarter, the portfolio is up 8%, or $1,627. Now, the nice thing here is that I am earning dividends. So as we can tell here, just in the last quarter, I've made $175.49 in dividends. And if we just look at some of the dividends that I just got paid out recently, in the last week here, I got paid out $5.89 from Dominion Energy, $1.61 from Waste Management, $5.90 from Home Depot, and some of the other ones I believe I already went over in my last video. But at this point, basically, I'm starting to earn dividends on a daily basis, which is extremely nice. Now, my portfolio is quite new. I did start this portfolio in the last 3 to 4 months, so some of these dividends are still a little lower, but I'm hoping as this portfolio grows that some of these dividends keep increasing. Now, just to share with you guys some of the trades that I'm also making in this portfolio as of today is I am buying a couple stocks right now, and the reason why I'm buying these stocks I'll share with you guys as well. But basically, I'm making a purchase on 5 stocks, and if we look here, they're basically all utility companies. So the stocks that I'm buying is Dominion Energy, NextEra Energy, PPL Corporation, Duke Energy, and then SJW Group. Now, all of these stocks are basically in the gas and electric utility, except for SJW. SJW is a water utility company, but the reason why I'm focused on the utility sector right now is because if I look at my overall portfolio and I go to all time on my portfolio, we can tell here that in the utility sector, I'm down 3.70%. So basically, because these stocks are currently down, I'm trying to go ahead and dollar cost average to go ahead and bring my average cost down for these stocks, so then I can ultimately get into the positive with these stocks. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not necessarily looking at the market price of that particular stock, but more or less, I want to go ahead and buy the stocks cheaper because I'm getting a higher dividend when I'm buying a stock cheaper. And with the utility companies, a lot of these utility companies do pay out a higher dividend. So that's the reason why I really like to invest in utilities. So I did want to share that with you guys as far as some of the stocks that I'm currently buying in my portfolio. Now, additionally, I am looking to create a new series on my channel, which is basically going to be to go ahead and review different portfolios. So if you are interested in me reviewing your portfolio, I will have my email down in the description below. If you want to email me over your portfolio as well as maybe a brief description of what your goal is with your portfolio. But now let's go go ahead and jump into some of the things that are going on in the news before I go ahead and go over my dividends and basically how I go ahead and track my dividends. Now, as far as just in the last week here, there has been a lot of volatility in the market. Basically, we've had a huge sell-off in the market, and the Dow Jones just in the last week dropped over 700 points in just one day. That is because some of these states are actually seeing a huge surge in regards to this virus coming back around in a second wave. So obviously that's making a huge impact on some of these stocks. Now, the stock market did go down over 710 points just in this last week, and since then it hasn't really climbed back up. So that's been a huge concern, and some of the states that are actually just not climbing and that are starting to just have more and more cases are Florida and California. But in total, there's about 30 states that are actually starting to see a surge as far as a second wave of this virus. Now, that's basically one of the main impacts that impacted the market in general. But some other news in the market this week as well is that the existing home sales actually went down. So the existing home sales plunged in May, and basically less and less people are buying new houses and existing homes. So they did see a fall of roughly around 10%. So that's definitely making a huge impact in the market as well, because less and less people are buying stuff in the market. Now, another interesting article that I did read about as well is in regards to the stock market being considered that it's overvalued. So in this case, it's basically saying that the forward PE ratio has jumped to 22.18%, and based on that, it's near its highest levels in 2 decades. So this article I thought was interesting because it's basically looking at historical data, and it's saying that the last time this actually happened, 12 months later, we actually seen the overall stock market being lower than where it was currently at. So guys, basically the takeaway that I take from this is if you're investing in the stock market, invest for the long term. At least have a goal for 5+ years, because in the short term, this market's going to be extremely volatile, especially until we see a vaccine and the economy come back up and businesses starting to boom. So this is definitely something to consider when investing in the stock market. Now let's go ahead and jump into the platform that I use to go ahead and track down my dividends. Now, the platform that I'm going to share with you guys is called Simply Safe Dividends, and their website is actually simplysafedividends.com, and I'll put a link in the description. I'm not affiliated with Simply Safe, but honestly, I think it's one of the best platforms out there. Now, I do have a dividend tracker as well that I have in my Patreon account. If you're interested in that, go ahead and check it out. I believe to sign up for my Patreon, it's $3, and you can go ahead and get that dividend tracker. But to be fairly honest with you guys, I actually do like Simply Safe Dividends a bit better, but it is priced a lot higher. Now, Simply Safe Dividends does charge $3.99 annually for their fees, so it's definitely a bit more expensive. But now, if I jump into Simply Safe Dividends, I'll share with you guys my portfolio in here, and this is actually the best way that I go ahead and track my portfolio as well as track my income. But if we look here in my portfolio with Simply Safe Dividends, I do have to upload all my stocks into this, so it's not connected to my brokerage platform like my M1 Finance platform. So that's one of the downfalls with this, is that you do have to go ahead and upload all your stocks into this website. But the nice thing is, once you add all your stocks into this platform, you can tell that I have overall 67 total holdings in this portfolio. And one of the awesome features about this website is that you can see your total annual income. And if we look at my total annual income, it is over $100 a month, because in total, I'm roughly estimating that I'll be getting $1,393. And if we just break it down to see how much I'm making in monthly dividends, this month I'm making $141 in monthly dividends. In July, I'll be making $95 in monthly dividends, August $111, and then so on from there. And obviously there's a fluctuation here because some of these companies pay out quarterly dividends and then other companies pay out monthly dividends. So that's why you see a bit of a fluctuation. But the nice thing also with this website is that it does tell you your upcoming payments as well. So you basically can know when your next dividend is going to be and how much it's going to be from one of these particular companies. So in this case, if I look here before the end of the month, one of the highest dividends that I'm actually expecting is from Pepsi at $7.34. Now, additionally, if I just look at the breakdown, this will also show me how much of a dividend I'm expecting from what company. And in what month. So some of these companies, as I mentioned, pay out a quarterly dividend. Some pay it out in June, some pay it out in August, etc. So a lot of these companies will also share as far as how much I would expect in dividends on any given month. So I really do like that about this website, and this is one of the best ways that I actually use this website. But the only downfall, like I mentioned, is that you do have to go ahead and add all the different stocks that you're investing in every single time you invest in that company. But additionally, just to share with you guys some of the highest paying dividend stocks that I have in my portfolio, if I just do a breakdown, this is going to show me some of the highest paying dividend stocks in my current portfolio. So as far as some of the companies that are paying me out the highest dividends, Realty Income Corporation, which is one of my favorite stocks, and it's actually a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust. And with REIT stocks, they actually have to pay out 90% of their net earnings. So the dividends with REIT stocks are usually a lot higher. So in this case, with Realty Income, I'm making $18 a month, and in total, I'm making $220 annually. Now the second stock is AT&T, where I'm making $27 every single quarter. So in total, I'm getting paid $108 annually. Additionally, I got Main Street Capital here. Main Street Capital is basically a small investment bank where they actually invest in different companies as well as they lend out money to different companies. This is also a monthly paying dividend stock that I personally really like. Probably a little bit higher risk compared to some of the other stocks, but this one I get paid on a monthly basis for $8, and in total I'm making $102. And then Verizon Communication, just like AT&T, Verizon and AT&T are basically the two biggest players when it comes down to communications. So in Verizon, I'm making $16 every single quarter, or $65 annually. And then PPL Corporation is in the utilities sector, and they basically have gas and electric utilities that they focus on. And I'm making $14 every single quarter from them, or $55 annually. So those are going to be my 5 highest paying dividend stocks that I currently have in my portfolio. So now, just to share with you guys another feature that I really like about this as well, and I like about Simply Safe Dividends, is if I look at my diversifications, I can actually see, based on the different sectors in the market, how much I'm diversified. M1 Finance actually does a good job of that, but if you don't use M1 Finance and you want to see your diversification, it actually tells me how much I'm diversified in each of the different sectors within the market. So it has it broken up with the 11 different sectors. But the nice thing here additionally is that I can also see how much income I'm actually making in some of my highest income resources. So basically, if we look at the chart here, 50% of my income comes from the 58 other stocks, and this is basically showing that the top stocks right here are making the majority of my income. So that's another nice thing to see with this website, with Simply Safe Dividends. Now there's a lot of other things that we can get into with Simply Safe Dividends. They do offer safety scores as well, so they actually tell you how safe a particular stock is, if they're going to be cutting their dividends, how safe their dividend is actually long term. So that's a nice way to go ahead and judge a dividend on a particular stock. And if you guys are interested in me making a video on Simply Safe Dividends and all the different features on this, let me know in the description below. But guys, that's basically going to be a wrap for this video. If you have any questions or comments and you want me to go ahead and address it, make sure to leave it down in the description below. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. And like I said, I want it to be fully transparent, and my goal with this channel is to be fully transparent and take you guys on the journey as far as what I'm doing with my portfolio, and hopefully there's some knowledge or there's some things that you can get out of it. And by being transparent, hopefully there's some stocks, if your strategy is dividend focused, that you may like by just seeing my portfolio. So thank you again guys for watching. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below, and if you like videos like this, make sure to hit the like button, as it really does help with the YouTube algorithm and keep me motivated to make more videos like this. And thank you again guys. I will see you guys at the next one.